He's clamped by Bellerin, put down to the ice, so a good physical start for the CUDA here in period number 1. We were 2 minutes through the opening frame.
That was one of our keys to the game. He wanted to bring some high-intensity physical energy.
GURYEV pokes it along, out of the reach of Tanner Kaspic. Whipped up that right side wall by Carrick of the Firebirds. Barracuda forced a turnover. And
Hughes.
Cameron Hughes.
Yeah, so again, here comes, this is what we talked about. There is John Hayden, who also had the conversation. Now more pushing and shoving and pumping. Hayden throws a punch just at the shoulder, regardless, at Anthony Vincent.
Out of the zone by Lynn. Firebirds back in transition from right to left, and they are offside.
Here we go again. Lind and Scott Sabern. Some more pushing and shoving. You know, that exit out of the zone by Sabern. Back, and here we go.
Here we go. GURYEV's going to drop the gloves with John Hayden. This conversation started before the game began. GURYEV with a couple of rights to start. Now the two are holding on to one another. Hayden, a veteran player who's been up in the NHL a handful of games, as those two are still dancing here. Hayden trying to get free. He's got the right jersey kind of pulled up his right arm here, the right side of his jersey, that is. As GURYEV and Hayden still holding on to each other. Hayden trying to attempt an uppercut as his helmet is bopped off, and the linesman in between those two. So both players backing up the conversation that began pregame. And for Artem GURYEV, that's his second fight of the year. He was a tough customer during his OHL career.
He's no slouch, man. This was something that we talked about at the start. It started off with Ian McKinnon talking to GURYEV because of the last game and the hit that you talked about, Nick, that was rescinded by the league. And then Hayden came over, Sabern came over. They had an extended conversation during the warm-up at center ice and wasted very little time in getting it over with. Good for GURYEV to answer the bell.
So Logan Morrison will take the face-off try against Kyle Rao. And off the draw, it's controlled by the Firebirds and snapped down in deep. Each team with a power play goal. Both teams 1 for 2 on the advantage. Max McCormick's full-strength goal is 24th of the year, the difference right now. Shot from Shimmick from the right point. Off the face-off draw, Cardwell steered a backhander, but it's wide. Tracked down and pushed up high to the point. GURYEV back down low. Shimmick now coming down the wall. Ooh, he is crunched along the boards. Back to his feet quickly. Now Cardwell leans on his man, separates him from the puck. Weisblatt skates it to the high slot. Being pestered there by Hayden, and the CUDA will regroup back at center. So under 5 to go in this first period. Dangerous play by the CUDA. Weisblatt gives it away. A little bit ambitious there with that pass. Now up the wall. Cardwell has it. Plays it left side. GURYEV, and quickly released up ice for Stanika. Ooh, big open ice hit as Weisblatt was coming down the pipe. And he got Melanson.
He sure did. Big hit by Ozzy Weisblatt. Wow.
Back through center, it's play. He's run into by GURYEV, who steps up.
Good pop there by GURYEV.
2:36 remaining in the first. Bettman tried to get some retribution on Castles, but missed on the hit. GURYEV back in transition, will flick it to the middle of the ice. And Fleury run into by Sabern, and Fleury ends up going right into his own goaltender.
Another hit by GURYEV on penalty, and now drew a penalty on a retaliation. That's what GURYEV does because of his physical play.
As the puck gets touched down by the Firebirds, and the Barracuda are going.
Barracuda.
NHL stars start with the Barracuda.
Shoots off the post, they score!
Pucks and paws
For John Hayden, and Hayden places it back to center. Jack Stanika. Watch out as Henman was taken out by Shimmick, and Krona had to leap over him. And now the neck come on.
In on the forecheck. I am honestly surprised that there's not a penalty there. I guess the referee will look at it and think, well, it was Shimmick's ice as well.
Krona pretty athletic there. He had to leap over Henman. 6'5", 210-pound goaltender.
Not bad at all.
With some hops. favorite sport as a kid was basketball, so it makes sense that he's got a little bit of leap to his game as the puck is rimmed around that far side. And now Winterton takes a check from Stanika, separated from the pill. Stanika trying to get it down the wall, but Winterton skates it back to center. And the rookie forward will get it into the right corner.
Guryev is trying to hit everybody out there.
Back to the near side, chased down by Hughes as Guryev
Hughes didn't
again.
want that one.
Looking for some skin, and Hughes able to just dodge that bullet.
Yeah, it was a good stop up by Hughes.
Shore looks to center. Barracuda with 3 unanswered goals, and they've got a 3-2 lead. Castles and McDonald with the helpers. So Jacob McDonald with a pair of assists in his.
Guryev had thrown a good check in the neutral zone. So it was off the post by Ethan Carwell, almost a goal. But then when he re-engages in front, he gets the stick up, and it's another.
Barracuda ice. 9:12 left in the second. We're tied at 3-3. This has been a very exciting hockey game on a Wednesday night here at Texie Arena. Has had a little bit of everything. Firebirds led 2-0. Barracuda scored 3 unanswered, but Coachella Valley tying the score back up on their second power play goal of the game.
Both teams have had 2 power play goals. Penalties have mattered.
Weisblatt gets the puck down in deep, and this will be an icing.
Quicker and just have details in their game.
So the face-off to the left side of Krona. Barracuda have goals from Kyle Rouse, Scott Sabrin, and Nathan Todd. It's a shot by Seppala. Krona comes out to challenge atop the crease, turns it aside. Now John Hayden on the far side boards. Up to the point for Petro Seppala. Break wide for Carrick. Returned back to Seppala. Directs it into the corner. Now John Hayden back up top for Carrick. Waiting, pumps. Good block by Weisblatt. Now to play goes.
Recovered, right? Nice play by Ozzie Weisblatt. More pushing and shoving in extracurriculars. And who's in it? Ian McKinnon is involved again.
8:18 left in the second period. We're tied at 3-3. Don't go anywhere. This has been a heck of a hockey game so far. Back in a moment. This is Barracuda Hockey on the Sharks Audio Network. Hard check as Guryev staples Petman along the near side wall. Petman took a penalty earlier in the game because Guryev got him twice on one shift, and Petman ended up slashing him in the back of the leg. Guryev back up the right side boards. This has been one of Guryev's best games, certainly from a physicality standpoint. He has been laying the lumber all night long.
Yeah.
As it's ramped into the Firebird bench, up the near wall for Coachella Valley. Hard check as Guryev staples Petman along the near side wall. Petman took a penalty earlier in the game because Guryev got him twice on one shift, and Petman ended up slashing him in the back of the leg. Guryev back up the right side boards. This has been one of Guryev's best games, certainly from a physicality standpoint. He has been laying the lumber all night long.
Yeah.
As it's ramped into the Firebird bench, 3 minutes and 44 seconds gone in the third.
And when Guryev plays the man, he plays him right through the body. I mean, there's no bump. It's, I'm going through you. And for the most part, they're very, I don't want to say very clean checks. But you can see why he ticks the other team off so much, because he's relentless in his physical play.
6:16 left here in the third. Firebirds, Nick Nolenberger alongside Drew Amenda. It's been a seesaw game. The Barracuda trailed 2-0, then scored 3 unanswered to take a 3-2 lead for the Firebirds with the last 2 goals. Podorowski trying to stick handle through traffic, picked up by Lind, and it's poked back to center ice. So Otavainen for Jones. Sprung along Podorowski, picked up Shimmick, whipped along Castles. Now Sabrin carries it up Main Street. Tried to, now Cardwell on the left point. His shot blocked. Was he able to hold the line? They're going to say yes. Weisblatt, now Stanika. Back down low, Weisblatt thrown to the blue paint. And that's squibbed free. It's rushed out of the zone by Petman. Petman's pass is a little bit too strong for Melanson. Guryev takes a check on the end boards. Puck comes free. Cardwell backtracking into his own end. Will scoop it up. Headman feed left wing side. Works down the near side. Shimmick does a good job to get that puck back. Barracuda control. Firebirds making a change behind the play. Now Castles down the right wing. Cole Castles down and around the wall for Bordelot. Up high for GURYEV, and he couldn't hold the line.
Just couldn't keep it in.
8:15 left in the third. It's a 4-3 Firebird lead. We're back in a moment. This is Barracuda Hockey on the Sharks Audio Network. Edge and Bordelot just got under it. Back to center. Quickly hurried up for Bordelot. Coming down the wing. Peels away from pressure. Spun it along for Rao. And he could not field that pass. It's back to center. Rao springs it along for Bordelot. Chases the puck down on that left wing. Pulls up. Veers it for Rao in the slot. His pass may be a pass attempt for Peterson. Stood up.
Shoot.
Birds bounces to center. Hedman still out there trying to get to it. And now Jimmy Schultz gets it in deep. He's hammered by Sabra. 6:12 left here in the third. Shots are 28 aside. It's a 4-3 score. Firebirds lead it by a goal. 2 unanswered for them. Both coming on the power play by Logan Morrison. Kuda back over the line. Bordelot tees one up from the high slot, and that